And if we look down, we can see the bees have been hard at work. Hi guys, and welcome to another video. This is a little bit of a sit down video, or a story time if you will, of me getting my bees and releasing them into my hive. So I do have some footage from the day, but it's not annotated because I was more in the moment of releasing my bees. They had been in shipping for about a day or two, and I really just wanted to get them out there as soon as possible. So I will be inserting some clips from the day that I released them, which was, I think was about a month ago now. I ordered both a queen and worker bees for my hive. This was a particular Italian strand of bees, and they are known to be more calm than if you actually go and catch a swarm of bees in your local area. This is the container that my bees were shipped in. It is a little bit dirty from being outside, but the main thing that you should notice here is in this hole here there is a large can that goes down the center, and that's filled with like a sugar syrup mix for the workers. And right over here is a little slot where the queen cage actually hangs from. So there's a queen cage about this big, it's plastic, the queen's in there, and there's a sugar cap preventing her from getting out, as well as an actual plastic cap. Attached to the plastic cap is a little bit of plastic that runs along this bit so you can catch it later on. So to begin with, you'll notice me taking the can out of this centerpiece. I then tap it down so that all the worker bees drop to the bottom, as they are pretty much everywhere I'm trying to feed the queen who's up here. Once I tap this down, all the worker bees shift down. I'm able to grab the plastic segment that contains my queen bee, pull that out, quickly take off her plastic cap, and put her whole cage inside one of the bottom frames of my beehive. Once my queen is in the hive, I don't need to remove the sugar capping, I just need to remove the plastic cap, and the worker bees themselves will eat around the sugar cap to release the queen bee. Once the queen's positioned in the brooder box, which is the lowest box of your hive, I'm then going to continually tap the worker bees out, trying to get as many of them out as I possibly can. Any that are remaining, I can simply position this cage pointing towards the hive, and they should find their way to the hive through the night or in the next morning. I then need to put the mesh, the silver stainless steel mesh, which separates the queen from getting out to the higher hives, above the brooder box, and then replace the top super where all the honey comes from. So it's been about a month since I released them. It is quite late in the season. This is the first month of the summer. Ideally you want to be getting them in spring. There was a backlog of orders, which means I wasn't able to get my bees until the start of summer, and that meant I had to supplement their feeding with some sugar water. That's simply 1 part sugar to 1 part water in a sugar feeder, which I place at the front of the hive. So they've settled in well. I haven't had any issues. Knock on wood, I haven't been stung yet. And I thought I'd just take you out to show you what progress they've made so far. And here is the hive. You can see here is their sugar feeder, which I haven't filled up in a little aisle. And that simply sits in the front entrance box there to supplement their feeding. You can also do this during the fall So down here is the very traditional, the brooder box, and we'll see here is the mesh excluder, and that prevents our queen bee from going up. There's also another mesh excluder on the bottom there just before the entrance to prevent her from coming out as well. On the other side, here we have our hive beetle trap, and this has some dichotomous earth in there to prevent any to kill any of our beetles. And here is the queen excluder, that metal tray. Open up the top real quick and just check on our bees. At the very top I've got another hive beetle trap, and this lasts for about 3 months. This is one of my frames. This is actually called a flow hive. It's an Australian invention, and it's a different way where the frame is formed. There's various videos on this, so I'm not going to talk too much about this, but this simply allows for a different type of extracting the honey. We can see that the bees have not actually reached this top super box just yet, and if we look down, we can see the bees have been hard at work, and there are a lot of honeycombs being made and probably capped down there as well. So the positioning of your beehive is also important. Ideally, you want a situation where the morning sun comes onto your hive to heat up the bees earlier, providing also some shade during the afternoon, hottest period of the day. So this position is probably the best I can do in my property. We do have a lot of surrounding trees. It's not quite facing, so the morning sun comes from over there, so it doesn't quite get it at say 5 AM or 6 AM, but it does get a period of morning sun and followed by some shade of this big tree above me. In terms of care, there hasn't really been much that I've been doing besides giving them the sugar water. You are also encouraged to just check on your hive to make sure it's not being overrun by pests such as hive beetle and the health of your hive in general. This is something in Australia you have to be on top of to make sure you have a registered beehive and conduct regular checks. If your hive does become infested by certain pests, you have to report it to your local authority to ensure the health of other hives that may be in your area. So that's just a really brief introduction into my bees and bee care. I have done beekeeping courses before, but this is my first hive, so hopefully everything will run smoothly. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I can't wait to update you soon again. Bye!